Today I wanted to talk about just feelings. About astrology and just my views of it. Just what I really think. I think that it's wonderful. I think that it offers so many things. There's so many benefits of it and everything. And it's very enlightening and empowering. And it could be seen as a spiritual practice. And I have a bucket list of things that I could also say about it. But I think that summarizes it up pretty well. Can move us forward in a new direction. And we are being pulled in a new direction anyway. But it's just this astronomy that I didn't really like. Astronomy as being all the stars and planets calculated and everything as sort of, quantum entanglement, whatever the term is. And then astrology. They are similar. They do overlap. But astrology is better than astronomy. It does so much more. It takes what is going on up in the heavens and it moves it down to Earth with what is going on the Earth plane. What's going on in the physical plane, in the physical arena, in each and every one of us. The events that occur as above, so below. And it's just the separation of astronomy and astrology. You cannot separate astronomy and astrology. It should be one thing. It shouldn't be two separate things. Because if they were two separate things, then astrology would deal with a very different matter. It wouldn't deal with the stars and planets and all those things, which are astronomical. I think that as time goes on, we are getting more connected to the spiritual realm, to the language of the stars and the constellations and everything like that. But it has to be unified in one. Otherwise, it's just going to end up as hard data. And what purpose is it going to serve if we have to devote our lives and take away our freedoms to do what we want to do just by following what we quote unquote need to follow, need to act upon based off of temporary data in the sky, which can be jargon-like. And, especially if they say sun square something like, there's certain things where there has to be some, some visuals. We have to be able to see it. We have to be able to, just to understand it in that sort of way, because, you can't really, you can picture it as best you can, but just listening to it, watching a video of it, and reading about it, just trusting that some force going on in the heavens out there means something special, and it's important to know. And I'm here to tell you, I'm here to say that it is great if it is not dictatorial. If there is a feeling that it can't work unless we follow this guideline, and we aren't free to do what we feel that we need and want to do, if that should be the case, where, the roadmap of the stars and everything is different than what we want in our lives, for good, not, for bad, like, addiction, really deep, dark, bad things, of course, then we'll live our lives, and I believe that we would fulfill the destiny of what the stars and planets would be communicating, even if we didn't sit and say, oh, Jupiter's going to enter Aries, I have to initiate this thing, I have to take action, I have to do this and that. Relax. The planets and, constellations, I believe that they coaxed, that they give way for invitation. This planet and this sign, I am inviting you to be this, I am motivating you to be this. If you feel like you want to do that, great. If you don't, wonderful. There's probably something there that is going to be a motivating factor, which is going to be alternative to A, for example. So B alternative to A. Where it's so, I'm talking, predictive, far out astrology, where it's so, things going on up there, meaning certain things. It's not a question of thinking about, overthinking about, what should I do? Getting so, hung up, caught in that, overthinking, how should I feel? And just being so conscious where it feels limiting, it feels restricting, it doesn't feel very true to you. Feels like you need to follow this thing in which you don't, getting honest. I like to say getting, humble, getting real into that truth state that you just don't agree with at a particular time. And where there's this FOMO of it will only be meaningful if I do this. If I want the true meaning, then I have to do this. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of facts and astrological aspects and things going on cosmically. Okay, just knowing the aspects of that, knowing all the data, well, it's not very interesting after a while. It's just a bunch of facts and data and statistical type things. No. It's merely invitations. It's merely an invitation. So, I will say you have a configuration, and then you go on, and then you pull an oracle card, or connect to higher power, spiritual purpose. You create your own reality with spirit, inspiration, doing things because it feels, you and your soul are connected. It feels right. Feels like it's going to lead you in a better direction, in a direction that's going to benefit you more than something else. It's not going to be just hitting another dead end or something. And so, how it doesn't have to be in a certain time frame, where it can be any time, and a lot of it overlaps and intertwines for this specific aspect. Well, you can do the things best for that aspect during another aspect if you want to. It's a free country. You are a free human being. You can do what you so please. There's a quote that goes something like this: you don't have to believe in astrology, but astrology believes in you. And when it feels like merely going through the motions of seeing the same things, and you're not really feeling very enlightened, or just like it's not you know, moving you in a new direction, instead of sort of staying in that fishbowl occurrence. You know, maybe it's a way of viewing it, maybe it's just doing the same things over and over again. You know, it can depend upon various factors. But, you know, it's broad, it's big. It involves so much. You have your personal chart, you have, you know, all these things, these houses, the you know, collective, think mundane astrology, is what it's called and everything like that. And it's just a lot of details, a lot of, you know, little things and conjunctions and things to keep track of, and, you know, to have to remember to act upon in this and that. You know, it's not about that. I don't think, and I don't believe that it's about that. Because I would give up, or I would just watch astrology videos, read things about it merely for the purpose of getting the data and the information. And whatever the perspective, whatever the view of it, then, you know, be honest, say, okay, I view this in this way. I allow myself to create the reality that I want to create. And then you can really feel good, feel better, feel high in terms of high vibration, high frequency. You know, all those things, feeling like living very successful, happy, wonderful, fulfilling life. And that can be, you know, what astrology can give you in terms of things going on. I, you know, really believe that, where, you know, it doesn't matter if you have so many books on your shelf that you may have started and not finished, where meditation can be so healing. Those spiritual practices of getting grounded, being in the here and now, being honest with whatever you're feeling, accepting what you have, stepping into gratitude where, you know, you don't feel like, you know, you don't have enough, where you're so abundant as you are. And I was watching an ad, and this woman was talking about her relationship with God, and she said that she did not want to communicate with him, and she might have been feeling some negative emotion, probably, maybe a lonely feeling, a, you know, angry feeling, you know, needing to, you know, really, you know, a yearning, a strong yearning to be divinely connected. It's not about, you know, overthinking, surrendering, relaxing, accepting your views, accepting things going on in your life, your feelings, and everything like that, your thoughts, and how she broke down in tears, letting it all out. I don't want to communicate with you. Or maybe I want to be closer to you. All these negative things. And then releasing it. Releasing what needs to be released. She felt surrender. She felt at peace. And there was this enlightened, grounded sort of feeling. And then she became closer with God. And how, another example in relationships when we just sweep things under the rug and hold things in, and those issues don't get addressed like they need to get addressed. And when we are honest about this is what's going on, this is a real issue that needs fixed. I feel these feelings, with whatever the situation might be, and how releasing the, grudge for a person, a beef with a person, how that can be released. And then there's connection and forgiveness, understanding. We feel closer to that person, really appreciating the value of the person, and, just feeling better about that relationship. And it does not have to be for people specifically. It can be for things. It can be for topics, various topics, which include astrology. So, thank you for tuning in.